Welcome back to another Porsche Car Whisperer video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, my name is Mason Gilchrist and I cover everything Porsche. And today we're going to be diving in to see how in the heck this bad boy, the 2020 Cayman GT4, managed to beat the previous generation by 12 seconds at the Nuremberg Nordschleife. Let's go ahead and get it.
That's good.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and start off with some of the minor aesthetic changes that have been made from the 2016 model to the 2020 model. Let's go ahead and start up front on both of the cars. With the front bumper in the 2020 718 Cayman GT4 has been completely redesigned. You'll see that on the front lip, it now says GT4, which I think is really, really cool. Now that actually comes from the 911 GT2 RS. That was the last car that had on the front lip spoiler the actual model designation. I think that's a very, very nice touch that they've made now to the GT4. On the sides of the front bumper, you're going to see these air outlets. That's going to help with airflow on the car where the 981 did not have that. Kind of moving to the side of the car, you're going to see the door handles have changed. Now that's with any 718 from the 981 car, but it's just a small point that I wanted to make. You'll see the design of the front headlights. It has changed pretty significantly from 2016 to 2020. Again, that goes with any 981 to 718 model change. So you'll find that in all the cars. Now kind of working our way to the back, the taillights have been completely redesigned from the 2020 to the 2016, as well as the engine. Now let's go ahead and dive deep into the new engine that's in the 718 Cayman GT4. Starting off in the back of both of these cars, let's talk a little bit about how this car was able to achieve 12 seconds faster around Nuremberg Nordschleife. For all those racers out there, that is absolutely insane. 12 seconds around the track is nuts. So let's start off by talking about the engine. The engine in this car is actually derived from the 992 Carrera. They actually bored it out and made it a little bit bigger, and it was now turned into a 4-liter engine. They also increased the strengths of the crankshaft, camshafts, just made it a little bit more durable, especially for the high rev range that this car can go to, all the way up to 8,000 RPMs. That's pretty dang high. So with those changes, as well as taking the turbos off of this motor, they were able to increase the horsepower up to 414 horsepower. In the 2016 version, it had about 385 horsepower, and it was a 3.8 liter engine. Now we've bumped her up to a 4 liter. As far as the torque on both of the cars, has gone actually unchanged. 309 foot-pounds of torque on both of the cars. 0 to 60 time is also very, very similar. Just over 4 seconds, depending on who tests the car, of course. Porsche is always very, very conservative with their test figures. It's about 4.4 seconds. Some have tested it right around 4.2 seconds. So how does Porsche manage to achieve 12 seconds? It's just crazy. Well, only a quarter of it has to do with the engine changes that we've gone through. The rest is going to have to do with the chassis, the rear wing, as well as this rear diffuser. As you can see, the rear wing on the side has changed pretty significantly, and that accounts for 20% more downforce as you're going around the track. The rear diffuser accounts for another 30%. That's just crazy. So not only does that new rear diffuser look badass. It also has a lot of function to it as well, with a lot of that downforce. Now the exhaust has changed pretty significantly. You'll see here in the back. Now it has two pipes that are widened out that are going to be out a lot further. That goes hand in hand with that rear diffuser and the downforce. Here in 2016, it kind of came straight out the back. Now that started with the Caymans dating all the way back to 2005 or 2006, depending on if you're in Europe or if you're here in the United States. They decided to change it to increase the downforce. Some new improvements also on the engine. For all you petrol heads out there, this isn't going to matter too much. But now, with the 2020, Porsche now has something called adaptive cylinder control. That means that as the car is anywhere between 1,200 up to 3,000 RPMs, as you're cruising down the freeway up to 100 Newton meters, now the car will actually shift between banks of the engine, either the right or the left bank, or bank 1 and bank 2. It will now switch every 20 seconds. So it'll only be running on 3 cylinders, and this of course is to help emissions. You won't notice too much. If you floor the gas, boom, the car will take off, and for the driver driving, it's pretty much going to go unnoticed. But that's a way that Porsche is able to increase emissions in the 2020 model. I know for a lot of those gearheads out there, who cares about emissions? But it's something pretty cool that Porsche has been able to achieve now in the 2020 Cayman GT4. I know you've had a lot of concerns about how does this new GT4 sound compared to its older brother, the 2016 variant. Well, we'll be talking about that here in a moment. I did also have a video, if you guys haven't had a chance to check it out yet, that concerns what we call a GPF filter, gas particulate filter. The link's going to be right up here if you guys want to check out that video. So let's go ahead and start up both of these vehicles and let you guys decide which one sounds better. Okay, how awesome was that? In my opinion, both of the cars sound absolutely amazing, but I'm gonna let you guys decide. If you wanna go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know which one you guys prefer. I hope I was able to give a little bit of insight as to how the 2020 Cayman GT4 eclipsed its 2016 variant. If you guys wanna go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, and hit that little notification bell, and we'll see you guys for more Porsche content. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we go. Jar Jar Binks. Okay.
Let's go!
We're set to, no, I'm not saying that. How awesome was that? Come on, Mason, let's go. Okay, so starting. Oh, yeah. Are we going? On this 2016 model. Let's dive in.
Here we go. Come on.
Shit. Perfect. Why didn't I do that before? Okay.